Welcome back to Act on Mental Health, where we're learning acceptance and commitment therapy and how to improve life mindfully using ACT. Today, we're going to be starting a new series called Act for Anger, where we're going to explore how acceptance and commitment therapy can help you manage your anger more effectively. I'm Sean, and I'm thrilled to have you join me as we get into this complex world of anger and discover practical tools on how to navigate it. Now, the content used in this series has been adapted from a group resource that is available for members at contextualscience.org, of which I am a member. There's also a book called Act on Life, Not Anger, that the group resource was adapted from. There is also an Act on Anger workbook. Now, all of these will be in the description below, so you can check those out. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on weekly content. Also, check out my website, seanhardy.com, for additional free resources and support. Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, or ACT, gets its name from its two core messages: to accept what is out of your personal control and to commit to actions that improve your life. The aim of ACT is to maximize human potential for a rich, full, and meaningful life, one where you flourish. We do this in three main ways. First is to be present. Bring yourself into the here and now, which we call mindfulness, so that you can react effectively to life in the moment. Second is to open up. Use psychological skills such as acceptance and diffusion to deal with your painful thoughts and feelings without getting stuck in them. Learn to change your relationship to these painful experiences rather than continuing the futile attempts to control them. And third, do what matters. Clarify what is truly important and meaningful to you, which we call values, and then use that knowledge to guide, inspire, and motivate you to change your life for the better. Aristotle once wrote, "Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power. That is not easy." Anger is a natural emotion that everyone experiences. It can serve as a powerful motivator for change, but it can also be destructive when it's not managed well. So let's deconstruct anger and look at the nuts and bolts behind it. Everyone has a biological instinct to react to life-threatening situations by going into this survival mode. Maybe you've heard of this called the stress response or the fight or flight response. Survival mode works well when it's triggered by situations that are actually life-threatening, like if a bus is coming right at us, or if we're soldiers in combat. However, survival mode doesn't work well in other situations. Let's break these down into 5 parts. Number 1 is pre-anger feelings. These are the emotions and sensations that often precede anger, such as shame, guilt, or anxiety. Physically, you might feel tension in your body or experience headaches or shakiness. Second is trigger thoughts. These are thoughts that ignite anger, often characterized by all or nothing thinking and blame. You might think, this person is wrong, or I'm a victim. Third are anger feelings. This is the physical sensation of anger, like a rapid heartbeat or feeling hot and intense. It's the fight or flight response that's kicking in. Fourth is the impulse to act, the urge to react aggressively or passively when feeling angry. It's crucial to recognize this impulse as separate from action itself. And fifth is anger behavior, the actual expression of anger, which can be aggressive, like shouting or hitting, or passive, like withdrawing or avoiding communication. Understanding these components help us recognize where we can intervene and make different choices. Now let's debunk some common myths about anger. Myth number 1, anger and aggression are instinctual to humans. It's what we do. While anger is natural, aggression is a choice, and it's something we need to take responsibility for. Myth number 2, frustration inevitably leads to aggression. In reality, we can choose how to respond when frustrated. Myth number 3, venting your anger is healthy. Research shows that venting can actually reinforce anger rather than relieving it. Myth number 4, anger is always helpful. While anger can signal that something needs to change, it isn't always the best guide for action. Myth number 5, A person's anger is caused by others. Anger is a response to our interpretation of events, not the events themselves. Let's explore the cost of unchecked anger. While anger can provide short-term relief, it can lead to long-term consequences in relationships, in career, and in health. Chronic anger can increase the risk of heart disease, lead to social isolation, and harm your emotional well-being. Do you think that you might have a problem with anger? Well, I invite you to download and complete the Anger Questionnaire from my website. This tool can help you assess your current relationship with anger and serve as a baseline to track changes throughout this series. The questionnaire can also be used in clinical settings to support treatment focused on anger management. By reflecting on your responses, you'll gain insights into how anger affects various aspects of your life and identify areas for growth and change. ACT applies to anger in the following way. When we learn to accept anger's presence, what we'll find is that anger does produce quite a bit of energy, but if we allow it to naturally arise in our body and mind without manipulating it, it will dissipate much faster than we would expect. And once we've had it to dissipate over time, we can then make the choice to live according to our values. Then we can move forward to what's really important to us in our lives. Mindfulness is the practice of purposely focusing your attention in the present moment and accepting it without judgment. It's not simply relaxation, but an opening up to your experience as it is. Let's try a brief mindfulness exercise together, and I'll show you what I mean. Find a relaxed, comfortable, upright position in your chair. Keep your back upright, but not too tight, and rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Notice your body from the inside, feeling the shape, weight, and touch. Let yourself relax and become curious about your body seated here. Focus on the natural flow of your breath. You don't need to change it. Just notice where you feel it in your body, perhaps in your belly, chest, or throat, or nostrils. Feel each breath one at a time. As your mind starts to wander, gently acknowledge it with a soft, "I'm here, I'm now," and redirect your attention to your breath. I want you to do this for a moment, and then we'll come back together. Be kind to yourself in this process. Now notice your whole body being here. Let yourself relax more deeply and offer appreciation for doing this practice today. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back to this moment. Now let's debrief for a moment. Is this different than what you would normally do? If so, how? What did you notice about yourself, about your breathing, about this moment? What was your mind doing during the exercise? And was it difficult to remain on task? What made it so? Was it thoughts? Was it bodily sensations? Was it feelings arising? For homework, I encourage you to practice this daily mindfulness exercise and keep a log of your experiences. Notice how your relationship with anger may begin to shift as you bring more awareness to the present moment. That's it for this video. In our next episode, we'll dive deeper into the problem of control and how it relates to anger. We'll explore how attempts to control anger can backfire and what alternative strategies we can use instead. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, managing anger is a journey, and you're not alone in this. Visit my website, SeanHardy.com, for more resources, and stay tuned for our next episode. Remember, your journey towards a more purposeful and mindful life begins with a single click.